Good afternoon, second graders. Today, I am going to be delivering your math lesson to you initially up front on this video. And so can you guys all come down to the carpet and go ahead and get out your whiteboard materials. Once you're down here at the carpet, we're going to do skip counting for our warm-up. So you can go ahead and set your materials down and you can go ahead and stand up. And remember, if it helps you to use your fingers with skip counting, go ahead and put your fingers out. I'm going to show you guys with my fingers too. So if it helps you to use your fingers, put your fingers out, and then we're going to start skip counting by ones. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good, you guys. Okay, let's stand up for this next one. Stand up. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Good. And again with tens, go ahead and use your fingers if it helps you. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And backwards, again with your fingers if it helps you. 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0. Very good. Let's do it again with the hundreds. Ready? Use your fingers if it helps you. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. Whoa, 1,000. All right, back from 1,000 with our hundreds. Ready? 1,000, 900, 800, 700, 600, 500, 400, 300, 200, 100, 0. All right, very good, second graders. All right, you guys can go ahead and have a seat. And we are going to get into our new material. So today I'm going to teach you guys something new. Today I'm going to teach you guys another way that we can compare numbers. So lately we've been looking at number sentences and number patterns, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to compare two numbers with different symbols. So this first symbol here, this is called the greater than symbol. And we know it's greater than. It looks flipped on the video, but this is greater than. We know this is greater than because it starts greater and gets smaller. And the way that we read this is left to right. And so if our value is here, say our value is 5, we're going to say 5 is greater than 4. And our value here, this is called less than. We know it's less than because it starts out less and it gets greater. So if our value here is 5, then to make the sentence true, 5 is less than 6 or 10 or whatever it is. So this is less than. This symbol is called equal to. We use equal to when both values on either side that we're comparing are the same. So what we're going to do is practice with these. So let me teach you guys another trick. Sometimes it's really, really hard to memorize these symbols because the greater than and the less than symbol look very similar. They're just flipped. And so one way I like to remember them is by using what I call the greater gators. This is less than, the less than gator, and this is the greater than gator. And one way I can use these is by putting them on my number sentence and saying, okay, which one reads true? And I always know because gators really love big numbers and they always eat the bigger number. Just like if you and I had a piece of cake in front of us, we would always choose the bigger slice of cake. Gators love the bigger numbers. And so it's always going to eat the larger number, the number that has the greater value. So these are our greater gators. All right, so we're gonna practice with some of these, you guys. So I have some values here. My first value is 107. Will you please write 107 on your whiteboards? And if you're in my first row, friends, you do not need to write out the entire sentence. I only want you focused on what symbol you think is correct. So you don't need to write out both the values. You don't need to worry about that. You only need to worry about writing the correct symbol. So if you think the symbol is greater than, to make the sentence true, I want you to just write the greater than symbol or just the less than symbol, not the full sentence. But my other friends that are not my front row friends, go ahead and practice writing the entire sentence out. Okay, so my first value is 107. My next value, I'm going to stick it on my chart. And my next value is 207. And I am looking to make my sentence true. So actually, we're going to put it on a blank one. And I'm going to use my greater gators to start out. So my two values are 107 and 207. So when you guys look at these two numbers, you guys can obviously see when we compare the hundreds place that 2 is larger than 1. So we know 207 is a greater value than 107. Now we just need to pick the right gator, right? So if I put the greater than gator on this sentence, would it read true? Let's look at it. 107 is greater than 207. Oh, that's not right. We know that 207 is more. We also know that the gator will eat the bigger number. And this gator looks like he's about to chomp down on 107, which is the number that's less. So we need to flip our sign. Let's try. Flipping our gators. All right, 107 is less than 207. Does that read true? Yes, very good. Go ahead and write out the entire sentence on your whiteboard. Or if you're just my front row friends, go ahead and just draw the symbol in the correct direction. So 107 is less than 207. All right, I'm gonna give you guys new values. How about if my two values are these, 107 and 107? We go, oh my goodness, I know exactly what those are. The same number. Therefore, those two must be equal to. 107 is equal to 107. So if you're in my front row, friends, go ahead and write out the equal sign. And if you're in my other few rows, go ahead and write out the entire number sentence to make it true. 107 is equal to 107. All right, friends, go ahead and clear your boards. We're going to try a new value. Let's see. My first value is going to be 745. And my second value is going to be not a number in standard form. It's going to be a number in expanded form. So sometimes you guys might see this and you might have to compare two numbers that are not in standard form. So what we first need to do when we see this is solve for this value. We know that 745 is over here, but 745 is what to 700 plus 5 plus 20? Well, we can solve this first and we see that, okay, 700 plus 5 in the ones plus 20 in the tens gives me what? 725. Awesome, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and write 725 under my value so that I remember. So now I'm reading it as 745 is what to 725? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of my symbols in and I'm going to check and see if it reads true. So right now I have 745 is greater than 725. Is that true, class? Yes. And what's two ways we know? One, we can compare the tens place. We see that they're different numbers. So the 4 has a greater value than the 2. And the second way was that we know that the greater gator is always going to eat the larger value. And this gator is eating 745 because it's a larger value than 725. All right, friends, if you are in my few rows, you can go ahead and copy this entire sentence. And if you're in my front row, go ahead and just copy the correct symbol down. And we're going to do one more together. And these two values are in word form. So here I have 905 and 590. 905 and 590. I want you guys to go ahead and try this one out on your own. So I'm not going to give you the answer, but I want you, if you're in my second or third row, to go ahead and write the entire number sentence out. But if you're in my first row, I want you to just worry about writing the correct symbol on your whiteboard. So 905 is what to 590? 905 is what to 590? Go ahead and take a second and fill that out. And now I'm going to do it. All right. And it looks like everyone has their answers. Awesome. Okay. What I want you to do is clear your board so you're not distracted by it. Okay, perfect. And now come back up here and turn and tell your neighbor how you know what you know. Okay, I would like a volunteer to share out with me. Okay, I found out that I know that 905 is greater than 590. And you guys did this by actually reading the numbers and then writing it out. So you saw 905 looks like this, and 590 looks like this. So I heard that once you wrote out the number, it was easier for you to compare. And then you used the greater gator and made sure that the gator was eating the larger value. Very good. So now it reads 905 is greater than 590. Is this correct? Very good, you guys. All right, go ahead and clear your whiteboards. Now what we're going to do, if this makes sense to you, and you're like, Miss K, this is the easiest thing ever. This makes total sense to me. I could do this with my eyes closed, then give me a thumbs up. If you're like, yeah, this makes sense to me, and I think that it's gonna be a challenge, but I feel good to go ahead and work on my own, go ahead and give me a sideways thumb. And if you're like, Miss K, I'm completely lost and I need to work on this a little more, give me a thumbs down. All right, give me your thumbs in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, those of you that gave me the thumbs up and the thumbs sideways, I want you to go ahead and work on your exit ticket at your table. Those of you that gave me the thumbs down, we're gonna stay up here and we're gonna do a small group so that we understand these symbols a little bit more. Okay, so I want you guys to go ahead and do that. So you are dismissed to go ahead and head back to your tables and start in your exit ticket, or to come huddle up here in my small group circle and we're gonna talk about these greater gators more. All right, go ahead.